Hello and welcome to Hey Hi, Who Are You? Today's episode's guest is Nicole Villamor, who owns her own bakery business and works in graphic design. I met her at Ryerson University. I haven't talked to her in a long time because of the pandemic, so I'm really excited to get to know her today with you, so stick around. I feel like I've talked to you recently because I see you in your Instagram stories all the time. It's so nice.
I know, I'm like kind of obnoxiously active.
Me
It's
too.
kind of embarrassing.
This whole podcast is me being obnoxiously active.
Hi guys, I have another platform where I'm going to share my opinion.
Yeah.
That's I just started my internship to finish my undergraduate degree, and it's for a social media coordinator position with this NGO. But I'm like, am I getting paid in credits to be on social media? Like, am I getting paid in credits to be obnoxious? Yes.
Yeah,
The
well,
answer
I
is
mean,
yes.
but that is a good job. Like, what NGO are you working for?
It's called Year Out India. I Back in first year, I went on this like volunteer project with um like this program within Ryerson, and then that was just the NGO that we worked with when we went abroad.
Like, you talked about that so much. Like, I feel like you're the perfect person to hype it up on social media because, like, you liked it
Oh,
so much.
I know I did. I loved it a lot. I wanted to go back, but you know, you know,
You know what's
we
going
will
on
not
right
name the
now.
reason why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we won't talk
Everyone's
about it
tired of
today.
freaking hearing about that.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
also, I don't know if you could tell, I feel like my voice is really weird right now because I haven't like talked a lot since I've woken up. Do you get
Oh,
that
you know,
ever?
you sound like a sexy like telephone
Oh,
lady.
oh, thank you. That's my calling if social media coordinator doesn't work out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's what you do at night. You're also getting credits for that. No, actually, no, you can only do it in the morning because you can only have this voice when you wake up. So you have
Oh
like
yeah.
2 hours of like sexy phone voice and then it goes away. Wait, so do you still have your apartment in Toronto or not anymore?
Mm, yeah, so I still have it. Actually back in all the days are kind of mashed together, so I don't even know
Yeah,
what month it was. Maybe it was
I yeah.
3 months ago. I'm gonna say November, I think. I'm
Let's
gonna
say
say
it was
November, but
November.
there was okay, let's just like say it was November and pretend that's right. Yeah, there was a fire, like an electrical fire in my building.
Oh,
So like they've been doing repairs and stuff for 3 months, like since the fire.
yeah.
But I just got a new place. I
Oh,
am a
fun. Oh my
leaseholder.
gosh, what did you get?
I got this house in Kensington. I was on Facebook Marketplace, kind of just like casually browsing through the apartments groups and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and like I just saw this posting for this really, really nice house in Kensington. So I messaged this girl and like she went to Ryerson, and then there's another girl that's also gonna be living there, and she goes to OCAD. And I'm
Oh,
like, hi, can I
perfect.
live with you? And they're like, yes.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So are you
Yeah.
moving in like soonish or whenever lockdown is over or whatever?
I'm able to move in at the beginning of March,
Nice.
but I think I'm probably gonna move in closer to the end of March just because that's when my current rent ends.
Yeah. I was trying to move out like a couple months ago. Like I was so excited about it. Like I was looking at like 3 apartments a week in Hamilton and I was like so excited and I was like so ready to sign a lease like to get my own apartment whatever because I wanted to like live alone like with no roommates and whatever because I was like
Mhm.
this is my one time I can like live alone without anybody because like I can and whatever. Anyway, and then yeah, then they were like announced the lockdown and I was like, "Oh, maybe I don't want to live literally fully alone during lockdown." That sounds
But
super depressing.
if you live alone, you're allowed to be in a bubble of one household.
Right.
If you
So
live
like
by
I could
yourself.
come home, but it'd still be like depressed. I don't know. It just felt like a really bad time to move out because then I'm already like stressed and then I'm alone and then I'm paying all this money and I've like anyway. So I was like maybe I'll just wait till
True.
like the spring or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I honestly think that like the housing market is gonna be pretty favorable to buyers for a little while. So I think
Yeah.
you're pretty good on that. Are you staying in Hamilton right now?
No, I'm in Cambridge with my dad and my
Okay.
pets.
You
Yeah.
have any sisters there right now?
No, my sister the one lives in New Zealand, which I think you know. Yeah. And so
Hmm.
yeah, she lives there still. They just built their first house, which is really cool. Like they like custom
Wow.
built it, which is amazing. And they're like living in the mountains and anyway, their life is perfect. So we won't talk about that.
Oh, their life is perfect. So like, let's just.
Yeah, let's just not talk about that. But they also just got a kitten and a puppy for Christmas for their
Oh, how's
daughter.
their baby?
Yeah, so they have like a baby and a kitten and a puppy at the same time, which is crazy but really cute. So, but yeah, no, so my other sisters don't live here anymore because the one moved to Hamilton because she bought a house with her fiance. And then the one, so that's why I was going to move to Hamilton because my sister lives there. I was like, at least I'll move somewhere where I know somebody. Because like
Mm.
Toronto, I just don't know anyone anymore. Like, I know like some people from school. Like, I mean, if you were living there, then at least I know someone. And like, I know a few people, but like, I don't even know. I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, Hamilton works. And then my sister got a job as a wildlife rescue um
Oh, that's
person.
so cool.
So that's the third sister. She lives in Uxbridge now because she's freaking saving animals every day. Yeah.
Oh, you know, the usual.
Yeah. She
Just
sends
your
us
regular 9 to 5.
it like it's so cool. She sends us like videos of like foxes and stuff and she's petting owls all the time and like it's so cool.
So cool.
So
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome. Your
Yeah.
sisters are all always doing something, and I'm always so fascinated by their
Well,
lives.
but that's why I have you on here because you're always doing something too, and it's always on Instagram.
I'm like kind of embarrassed. I'm so obnoxious. I'm deleting my Instagram after this.
No, no. I'll actually be sad. I reply to like 9 out of 10 of your stories.
I appreciate that. You know, I'm like, I feel like I'm always talking into a void. So when people reply, I'm like, ah,
Yes,
nice.
right? I know.
Somebody cares.
Somebody cares that I made sourdough bread for the 10th time.
For the 10th time. No, I've made sourdough bread once. I've made sourdough starter 10 times. I hate those asshole bloggers. It's so easy. It's so easy.
Just
No,
put it
it's
in a
not.
jar. Yeah,
No,
it's like
it's
just
not.
watch it grow, and you're like, no, 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 no. Yeah. Does it just keep dying, or what's the like? How does it not work?
I think,
The starter?
okay, I
I
was
don't really know
like,
how it works.
in all the videos, okay, do you want me to break it down for you? Because I did a
Yes.
lot of research, girl.
Yes.
Okay, sourdough is basically like it's yeast, and
Yeah.
yeast is just bacterial cultures
Yeah.
growing. Um, so
Yeah.
it's basically just flour and water. And then you watch the bacteria grow because there's like yeast in the air, yeast on everything.
Yeah.
Um, I was like trying every single video that I watched, they're like, use this kind of flour. I'm like, no. I tried every single flour except that flour, and like that's why it kept not working for me. I
Oh,
tried
so it's
everything
your
except
fault. You
switching
were
my
just being
flour. It's
stubborn.
my fault. I was like, I'm not gonna buy this flour. I'm not gonna buy this flour for like this one thing. And I'm like, I ended up buying so much of that flour after at the end. I was like, fuck.
Literally
Oh wait,
every
are we
video is
allowed to
like
swear on
unique.
this podcast?
Yeah, I have been anyway. I don't
Okay.
know. It like with the closed captioning, it just puts like a star instead of whatever word. And also like if
Okay.
you want to watch this show and you don't want to hear any swearing, well then go somewhere else. Because that's not happening.
That's a good tagline. If you don't like me, fuck you. Next.
Yeah, yeah, it's not even Ariana Grande like thank you next. It's fuck you next.
Oh my god. You should
That's
make a
so
cover.
that's so aggressive. Oh my god. I'm not actually that aggressive.
I
Oh
feel
my
like
god.
that's a lie. You're like low key aggressive,
I'm low key aggressive.
but in the best
I
way.
like that you know that. Most people don't know that. Most people are like,
I feel like we spent enough time together at school.
yeah. And also I feel like we're small, like we're both small but feisty. So I feel like you get me.
I think people don't expect when I'm as sarcastic as I am.
Oh my god. Oh look how cute my mug is. It has a wait. Oh,
Oh, cute. What's
home is
that
where my
cat's
butt is.
name? I
Pusheen.
feel Sheen. Cutie.
Yeah.
I want
Um,
like a bunch of t-shirts with just cartoons on them. I think that's what my wardrobe goals are.
that's your wardrobe goals?
Those are my wardrobe goals. Right now, my
Well,
wardrobe is just like oversized t-shirts and pants.
Well, I was gonna say, like, in my like notes for what I wanted you to talk about, your outfits are always so cute. I feel like you always dress really cool, so I feel like you're underselling yourself.
First of all, I'm in a sweater right now. Okay, I was thinking about that. I was looking at the notes that you wanted to talk about, and I'm like, like fashion. I was like, I'm like thinking back to when we were able to see people in person at school, and like you guys are always like, oh my God, like your outfit's so nice, yada yada yada. And I'm like, I swear to God, I was always just wearing a sweater and jeans. But like, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
but that's the thing. It's like effortless fashion where like it looks good. Like you'd always just have really nice jeans, like either like thrifted jeans or whatever, and then like an oversized sweater, but then you have like perfect jewelry to make it look cute. So like that's impressive.
Thanks. I'm like, sometimes I would like wear my sweater that I wore to sleep to school and just put on jeans.
I literally am doing exactly that. Not this sweater, but I'm wearing exactly what I was wearing to sleep on the bottom half.
I got up this morning and I'm like, I'm changing from one set of pajamas to another set of pajamas. I
Literally.
think like all that I wear these days are just like sweatpants and sweaters or like oversized t-shirts and sweaters. Like sometimes I'll wear jeans around the house to feel like I'm doing something with my life,
Yeah.
but like usually no.
Yeah. Same.
No.
Exactly. I was thinking like because I still go into the office sometimes for work. Like I work from home like most days a week, but like I have to go in like once or twice a week. And like well, maybe I'll cut this out, but whatever. There's like a really attractive like farm boys that work at my farm.
I think you shouldn't cut this out. Let's
And, like,
hear it.
I was thinking, like, oh my God, they've literally seen me in only my grossest form because, like, I'm not gonna dress up to go to work at the farm. Like, I'm not gonna wear like anything nice. I'm not gonna put on makeup. I won't even like barely brush my hair. So, like, they've only seen me in like my most disgusting form, and I'm so like, I was like, oh, why wouldn't they want to talk to me? And I'm like, oh, that's why. I literally look like a rat every day, but they're like in their like dirty overalls and stuff, which I'm into.
I'm into that.
I
I
really am.
think rat is like downplaying yourself. I feel like even if you were to not do your makeup or your hair or like wear anything nice, I think you'd still look like one of those cute little cartoon mice, if anything.
But that's not attractive. Oh, whatever. I think they're
I
all
think
taken
if
anyway.
they can't accept you at your purest form, then they don't deserve you anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because I'm accepting them at their like dirty overall form, so they should accept me in my like dirty hair sweater form.
Not only are you accepting them, they're kind of hot.
They are.
I'm all about overalls right now. I'm like trying to find a really good pair of overalls.
Ooh, I saw a pair. My sister sent them to me. They're like, so they are overalls, but they're like really kind of loose. Like it almost looks like you're wearing like like a curtain, but it's in overalls. Like they're so comfy looking. Like they're kind of like balloon like yoga pants. You know, those like really like Aladdin pants. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah.
But like
And they're like
less
kind of
Aladdin-y.
cinched at the ankle.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
less Aladdin-y though. Like don't picture Aladdin. That's bad.
got it.
But like
I'm like
that kind
thinking
of
Aladdin, but less.
it's yeah, it's like they're like really swishy legs, but then like it comes tight enough at the top that it's still like flattering. But they come in the
Mhm.
prettiest colors, and anyway, I really want them. I want
I was
them.
like, I'm like trying to picture it, and I'm like, you definitely need those.
I
I don't
definitely
really
need
know
them.
what they look like, but you need it.
But you need them. Well, they come in like cream and like this like dusty blue and pink. Oh my God, I want them.
Ooh,
Pink, I
I've been
want
looking at um like train conductor overalls. You know, the ones with like the vertical
yeah,
blue
yeah,
and white
yeah.
stripes. I want
Yeah.
those. And I want like construction worker
Yes,
overalls, like
like
Carhartt
Carhartt.
ones.
Me too. I really want
But
the
they're so
Carhartt women's ones.
expensive.
Me too.
I'm
They're
like,
really nice.
excuse me, $100, like $200 for overalls?
I
No,
know. Well, but they're like
thanks.
supposed to be super durable, and they are actually like they are good. Like they're meant for actual working, so I get it. I get why they're expensive, but I'm not actually
Yeah.
working, so it's not worth it.
I know. I'm like, am I gonna spend $200 on overalls to sit at my computer desk?
Yeah. You're like, I'm
They're
so
so
durable
durable.
right now.
I'm like, now that I'm paying rent for real, like, I'm like, I can't spend. I can't. And then I'll look at my bank at the end of the month, or like, sorry, at the end of the year, I'll get like my T4 to show me how much money I made that year. And I'll be like, where did it all go? I'm like, I didn't save any of it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't even have any new clothes. Like, I'll look at my closet. I'll be like, I don't have anything. I don't have anything new. Where did I spend all this
You're
money
sitting in
on?
like an empty room with nothing and you have no money and you're like, what happened? Did I get robbed?
I
Like
think that's
all
what
my money
happened.
just used, well, at least it used to. I mean, now that I'm home all the time, it doesn't, but like all my money just went to food. Like just, oh my God, just go out for food every single day, sometimes twice.
Oh, what's your favorite food, your favorite downtown food place that you miss the most?
Oh, ooh, okay. There was this really good sketchy Chinese place by my old apartment. That was really
Hmm.
good. Like
Where was your
really,
old
really.
apartment?
Well, so it was my second year apartment, the one I lived in with Sadie and Jamie. So it was like a couple blocks east of Young Dundas Square. So it was like off of Dundas East a little bit, on like a little side street in like a townhouse. Anyway, yeah, so like a couple blocks away from there, it was open till 4 a.m., this like Chinese food place. And they didn't even have like a single table. Like it was just like a weird kind of like walk-up window. Oh my God, it was so good. And like they give you so much food for like $8. Oh, I
Yum.
would love to
Can you
go
find
there.
out the name of it so that I can visit? I feel
Yeah.
like I'm having a hard time finding like really good Chinese food downtown and like
I mean,
cheap
yeah, I don't know if it's
Chinese food.
like authentic or anything. Like
I'm
I have
sure it's
no
not.
clue, but like it's really good. I'll find out. It's kind of close to, oh fuck. It's like halfway between my where my apartment was that I just described and like a little bit halfway towards like Distillery District. So it's like
Right.
in that
Okay.
area. I don't know if that makes any
Right.
sense. I'll find it.
It's kind of far. I have a list of like places that I want to go, and like sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it's just not worth it because you can't like sit in and eat it.
Well, that's the
You like
thing.
take
It's
it
not
out.
worth it anymore, especially now. Like where we like what? I'm gonna get takeout from a fancy restaurant? No. Like that's just
Mhm.
stupid. I'm gonna not gonna pay like a $30 to get a fancy meal to sit eating it out of a
Oh,
box at home.
can we talk about how fancy restaurants are like selling wine bottles and stuff? Like they're selling bottles of alcohol, but for 200% markup from LCBO.
They're doing that?
Yeah, okay, so there's this one. I'm not gonna say it just because I still like to eat there.
You don't want to shit talk them.
Yeah, I don't want to shit talk them, and then they're like, "Sorry, you're banned." And I'm like, "No, come to your lunch special." But there's an Italian restaurant that I love to go to. They have a really good lunch special when they have dine in. But right now they have like it's only a cafe that's attached to it, or it's a cafe that's attached to it, and then they have like their actual restaurant.
Oh,
But
I think I know which one you're talking about, but I won't say
yeah,
it
it's on King Street.
either. Yeah,
And
yeah.
like out of their cafe, they're selling like mini pizzas and like small dishes and stuff like that. It's really good. Um, but then they're also selling like bottles of alcohol. So like at LCBO is probably maybe like 30, maybe not even, maybe like $20 at most
Yeah.
for a bottle.
Yeah, well
They're
like
selling it for like 40, $50. Why?
I
Okay,
don't
2%, 200% markup is like maybe not the math, but
but like
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
no, but like that it doesn't make any sense because like it's not like you're there. Like I understand why they do that when you get to sit in, but like if you're taking it home, I guess if people are buying it, then why not? Like I mean, it's the person who's buying it that's stupid, I think.
Yeah.
Cuz
It's
like
like
they
just for
could just
pure convenience, I guess.
yeah, well cuz like they could just go to that restaurant and then walk to LCBO and
I
not,
know. It's
but
like not even that far. The LCB goes like down the
right
street. I'm like,
there,
yeah, you're
yeah.
kind of stupid.
Yeah, so I think really the restaurant's kind of smart and the people buying it are stupid.
You're right.
It's okay, I won't tell.
Okay, seriously though, I didn't. I didn't, I swear. I'm like, I'm a leaseholder now. I've been saying that for 3 days. I signed my lease 3 days ago. I'm like, sometimes I'll just look up at somebody and I'll be like,
Did you know I have a lease?
hey, I'm a leaseholder. Like that's
That's
it.
literally me with my podcast though. Like I'm like such a I'm like, did you know I'm a podcaster? I'm
Oh, you? Oh.
I'm exactly that like that stupid person right now. Whatever, it's the only good thing going on right
You know
now.
what? It's
So
exciting. It's definitely an
yeah.
exciting thing that's happening. You're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that on your dating profile? Are you on dating? Are you on a dating app right now?
I was until very
I
recently.
think
Okay.
like dating is so fun until it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
And then
like
at that point, you just delete the app and then like you download it again in 3 days and then it's fun again. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Exactly. Sure.
What I kind of figured out from my breakup was that like it's not healthy to fight.
Yeah,
It's like
like
it's
it's
not healthy to
like
I'm
the
like, oh, it's
rocky
healthy to fight.
and like the rockiness is not like it's weirdly sort of exciting, but then you're like, wait, that's actually sort of shitty. It's not
Yeah.
like, yeah, like
It's like people say that like, oh yeah, like couples fight, like it's totally normal. But it's like it's kind of not like you shouldn't fight. Like you should if you're gonna have arguments or like
yeah,
disagreements, like that's normal. But like you shouldn't be fighting. Like that's not
like you should at
something that you
least
should have in a partner.
yeah, like that shouldn't be like a normal occurrence. Like, yeah, like a disagreement is normal. Of course, you're not going to see eye to eye on everything. And yes, maybe there will be like an issue that you have to like work out. But yeah, like an actual just a fight for like whatever reason, or like maybe they keep doing the same thing that you've told them not to do for a long time, like, and they just don't listen. Well, like, that's not. That's not like a respectful relationship, and that's not like
Hmm.
happy. Yeah, I agree. Totally.
And it's like you also it's so hard to accept this. Like this was a hard pill for me to swallow during my breakup. But it's like you shouldn't be with somebody that like makes you feel like you're hard to love. And like in
Yes.
that,
Oh my God.
right?
Preach.
In that I mean like not that like he didn't show me that he loved me. Like
No,
he
no, I know.
seriously, he really did. And I felt like very, very loved in that relationship.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like we all want to be loved our own in our own certain particular way. And it's like that is what I think was hard because he wanted to be loved in one way and I wanted to be loved in another way. And like because
Yeah.
it was so different, I feel like we both had a hard time giving each other that amount of love in the way
Yeah.
that the other person wanted to receive it.
Well, it's like that whole like love languages thing. Like, have you like read about?
Hmm.
Yeah, like I think that
Yeah.
is like so accurate. Like the five like love languages or seven or however many there are.
What are yours? What are your top two?
I think so. My top ones, I think, are like I know my top number one is like quality time because like I think if
Mhm.
people don't invest time in you, like I don't understand. Like I don't understand how you can love somebody and not invest time. Like then like you aren't showing me you care at all if you're not willing to like I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so quality time for sure. And then like I think me like it's like a like tied for second is like physical touch and like words of affirmation.
Right.
But then like cuz like gifts and all that stuff like I don't really care. But like yeah, like I don't know. I feel like what you were saying though with like different ways of showing each other you care, that was like totally with my breakup too. Like we just like because quality time is so big for me and then like once he stopped making time a priority for me, like he would just like be like, "Well, we can hang out whenever, like whenever I'm not busy with my friends or whatever." And I'd be like,
Mhm.
"Okay, but I don't feel like you're prioritizing time with me and therefore I don't feel like you like care about me." And he'd be like, "But you know I love you." And I'd be like, "Yeah, but you're not showing it to me in a way that I understand. Like you saying I love you sometimes isn't that's not that's not enough." Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
know.
totally get that.
Yeah.
For me, like I think my number one is quality time. I think my second is also physical touch. Oh no, my second is acts of service. My
We should
second is
just date
acts of
each
service.
other.
Yeah, you and I. Wink. But my ex's his number one was definitely words of affirmation. For
Hmm.
words of affirmation for me, mine was 0%. I'm like, that is not important to me at all.
Well,
I'm like, I
especially
don't need to
like
be reassured.
I feel like if acts don't follow with the words of affirmation, then it doesn't mean anything. Like words alone are cool, but like they don't actually mean anything if they're not paired with anything, at least in my opinion.
Mm.
Like it has to be paired with another form of love for the words to mean
Yeah,
anything.
I agree. No, for sure.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally.
But like,
Yeah.
we learn from our relationships. We learn like what we want, what we don't
And
want.
talk about happier things. um I guess, well, we could maybe tell people what you did in school. I mean, I already know, but what did you do at Ryerson
Okay,
University?
so we were in the same program. It was graphic communications management at Ryerson. I think half of our year applied because they had assumed that it was graphic design. It was a graphic design based program, and then you'd be learning about print and marketing. That's why I applied.
Yeah.
You get there in your first year, you study like one course where you do graphic design, or like it's mostly graphic design, and then there's like two other courses, something like that, and they're like print, mostly print, but like you do a little bit of design, and then that keeps you hooked. It
Yeah,
keeps
you're
you
like,
hooked.
oh, okay, like this is kind of fun. And like it is what I was sort of picturing. Like we're doing marketing 100 and we're doing like, yeah, like, I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, same.
Me too. I'm like, oh, okay, like this is cool. And then they're like, yeah, like you can like once you get into third year, like you can focus on graphic design and like it'll be good. It'll be all good. It's like, okay. So you stand through the program. Second year, it's mostly print, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna stick it through. I'm gonna stick it through, and then third year, I'll
Yep.
focus in design. You
Yep.
get to third year, and it's like you can do your focus in design, which is like 2 courses in graphic design, but you still have to do like print courses, and you have to do like marketing, and you have to do accounting 100. And I'm like, bruh, like, what is this program? What is it? What is this? Yeah, that's my program. And then you have to do an internship to finish, which is what I'm in. I've been putting that off for so long. I was supposed to do that in third year, and I'm in my fifth year, and I'm just doing it now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I
Um,
mean, is
but
that your
yeah,
last thing or do you have courses still?
I'm in accounting. I'm in accounting
Uh,
100. I failed that when we were supposed to take it.
if you
Do any
want
of the
help,
homework.
I can help you, by the way.
Are you good at accounting?
I've done 2 accounting courses and I did pretty well, so yes.
Ooh, I'm doing this volunteer thing where I'm a graphic designer for a student group, and it's Ryerson's Accounting Society. So I have a lot of tutors this year.
Nice, that's perfect. You're like volunteering so that you can get their help in return.
Yeah, it was all part of my plan.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
perfect. That actually does work out really
How is
well.
your program going? You switched to new
Creative
media?
industries.
Creative industries.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Um,
I don't know why I
good.
guessed.
I'm on my last 2 courses. I did my internship last summer. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, so I'm gonna graduate. Well, gonna graduate in April. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Are you gonna graduate in April too? Is that the
Congrats.
plan?
It depends on when I finish my internship hours. I have to
Okay.
get 200 hours. So like this is my last course that I'm in. I could graduate in latest I would graduate is like next year because I have until December to do my 200 hours, but I think I can do it before.
Yeah.
It's like kind of been a good chunk of work. It's been a good
Yeah,
chunk
I
of
feel
work
like
to do.
200 hours, like if you work even like 20 hours a week, like that's only a couple months and that's part
The
time.
thing is, it's like it's mostly me that's in charge of my schedule, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's like I probably only do like four, like the most that I did was 7 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it might take kind of long, but it depends on what I have to do.
Maybe like try to schedule in like 2 hours every evening or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to get done before the end of the school year, but I think if anything, it might be end of next fall semester.
That's fine. I mean, really,
We'll
like,
see.
I feel like with this whole situation that we're not talking about in the world, um, like, I feel like everyone's timeline is just different than what they thought. And, like, I think everyone's getting a lot more comfortable with not being on schedule. Like,
Hmm.
and I think that's actually probably a good thing, at least in like North America. Like, we are all so like goal focused and schedule focused and like go, go, go. And I think we all kind of like realized we can't all be like that all the time. So I think it's kind of nice. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I think I kind of realized this the other day when I was talking to my cousin she just started her freshman year on Zoom,
Oh.
Zoom High. Yeah. Um, but I was like talking to her about it the other day. I was like, honestly, like the only advice that I can give to you is don't try so hard. Don't try
Just
so hard
try to
because I
survive,
got
they said.
burnt out.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was like, I got burnt out because I was just trying to be the best at everything at all at once.
Yeah.
And like, I just wish I didn't. Like, I wish I took a break.
Yeah.
So like, I think that like this panoramic that we're in has definitely given all of us an opportunity to slow down, which is
Yeah.
like a silver lining if you want one.
Yeah. If you're looking for one, there it is. If you just want to be sad about it, that's also fair. I
Why
support
not
being,
both, right?
why not
Hard
both?
softness and soft.
I do totally go in like phases of being like, what the hell? And then I'm like, oh, I love being home. It's
A lot
like,
of the times I'm like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? And then other times I'm like, wait, I'm 22.
yeah.
I'm 23 next week.
Oh, birthday girl.
Aquarius.
Oh my
There's a
God,
show.
I miss going out for people's birthdays.
Ugh,
Oh,
now I'm just gonna sit at home and eat a whole cake
nice.
and a lasagna. That's what I asked for my birthday meal. A lasagna.
Nice. A lasagna is like a cake in a different form.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's a pasta cake. I agree.
Are you gonna make your own
Wow, I love
cake?
that. Um, Probably not. I did a couple years ago because Oakley's here. I'm having a hard time baking because there's so much hair.
Mm.
I made bagels the other day and they turned
I
out
saw
so
they looked
good.
beautiful. They looked so fancy. They looked like bakery quality.
Aw, thanks. That's the
Yeah.
goal. I'm like, oh, you asked me about school, and I wanted to say, I'm like probably not even gonna end up pursuing what I have my degree in. I'm probably like that's like my end goal is probably gonna be to like have a bakery or like have a cafe front bakery. Like
No,
that's the goal.
I want to talk so much about that. Tell us about Made with Love. I want to hear it.
That's okay. I think that's
Did you change your
done.
name?
No, I
Oh,
didn't. So it still exists. My business is Made with Love Pastries. I think I started it back in like maybe 2016 just for fun because
yeah.
I wanted to make macarons and then people were like, "Oh, sell them." And I'm like, "Okay." And looking back, I'm like, "Oh my God, those were so shit. They're so ugly." Like I want to take them off my Instagram, but I'm also like it's kind of funny
It
to look
also
where I
shows like
started.
your you know, growth of
Progress?
like how much, yeah,
Yeah,
progress
like I
exactly.
mostly did event event confectionery. So I would do like sweets tables. I did cakes. I did like stuff like that, just like things that look nice. Um
Like for weddings and like baby showers and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I'll do sugar cookies again. Because remember in university, like I
Yeah.
did sugar cookies and like people would buy them from me to give to other people. I'm like, that
They
was
were
nice. I like that.
so cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that again this year. But like Oakley's here, I'm like, I don't want to give anybody cookies with hair.
Yeah, true. True.
But yeah, I think that's done. I think I'm gonna be done with that until like I'm actually able to open up something, which probably won't be for like at least 5, 10 years.
So are
You know
you
what I mean? Like
thinking
when
of
I'm like
doing
settled.
like more of a bakery with like things like the bagels and bread and stuff, or like sweets too, or kind of a
I
mix of both
think
or
like
something?
it'll mostly be like bagels and bread and mm, like kind of erring on the side of French pastries. I
Ooh,
don't have
yeah.
any classical training in that, but I'll teach myself
I mean,
or like I'll
everything
do a
you've
course.
made that you've taught yourself so far, like it looks really great. So like I feel like
Thanks.
and like I think you're one of those people that like at least from like the sourdough and stuff, like you will keep trying until it gets better. Like some people are just like, "Oh, well, like I'll just make this bagel recipe and it's good enough for me." But I feel like you'll work on it till you perfect it, which means your cafe is going to be awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, but I think I'm closing the doors on Made with Love because like it's just a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work for just one person on top of like everything else that I'm doing.
Yeah,
And it doesn't feel practical. Like I think I undercharge for everything. I
for
really do
sure.
think that I
Everyone does.
undercharge for everything. Yeah, and then people are like, "Oh, it's kind of expensive." I'm like, "Then buy somewhere else." I'm sorry, like I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you. Um, Actually, I haven't had a lot of people reach out and say like, "Hey, like that's too expensive." I think that was like more at the beginning, and like that just goes to show that people don't want your stuff. Like they just want something that's cheap. And like if that's the case, like go somewhere else. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
because if you don't have like if you're not valuing that you're buying it from me specifically, you just want something cheap, well then buy it from like Walmart. Like I don't know why you're
Hmm.
trying to reach out to me and say sell me to at Walmart prices. It doesn't make any sense. Like
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't mass produced.
yeah, you're like this is me like sweating in my own kitchen, like working on like 200 macarons for an event. Like what do you want from me? I'm not gonna sell them at it
There
like
are tears in this batter. Thank you.
you should pay more for the tears in this batter. Yeah. Feel like maybe with Made with Love, it's kind of hard right now, especially too with like there aren't really that many events, and like also event baking. At least this is from what I see from the outside. Is like it's kind of like very not like it's not very consistent because like you like have like an event and you bake all this stuff for the event, and then it's like kind of nothing, and then like all you it's like
Hmm.
weird flurries of activity. Like, is it with the bakery
Yeah.
you want kind of more like consistent? Like I don't know. Is that the goal?
Um, I think it's more just like having a place that like my stuff can reside.
Yeah.
And it's also like it sounds so barf. I'm just thinking about what I want to say. I'm like, it sounds so barf because I just want to say like, like we spend so much time in like cafes when things were open, and like those kind of felt like it just felt like a place to go, but it also felt like a place of comfort
It
that
felt
was
like
outside of
home.
your home.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
totally.
like home away from home in kind of a way, which
Yeah,
is
it
like
is.
kind of gross, like what? Like, kind of gross to
No,
say.
I agree though. Totally.
But like I think I'd want to create a space like that. Like that would feel maybe not like of course I want to create a home for like other people, but it's like a second home for myself because like
Totally.
I think that's somewhere that I would want to spend most of my day, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And like to have other people enjoy that, like that would
Yeah.
be a great
That would be,
endeavor for me.
yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I know it's not coming soon, but like I'm excited for when it happens.
Yeah, keep posted in the next 10 years. I'll keep
Yeah.
you updated.
Cool.
What are
We'll
you up
see.
to these days?
Oh, well, mostly this. But I have so many like episodes pre-recorded for right now. Like I'm like a month ahead right now, which is great because I like just because of school, I just want to like be ahead of things because I don't want to like overwhelm myself. But yeah, like this is kind of my main creative thing at the moment. But actually I just got an order of 10 flower crowns for a wedding, which is fun.
Oh
So like
wow,
the
I
little C isn't
love
quite dead, even though it's mostly dead.
that.
But like I feel like it's probably similar to like You're Made with Love, where like it's basically dead until someone reaches out and says they want something.
I
Like
have some people, and I'm like, I don't know, gonna let you know later.
yeah, you're like I could, but like I don't really want to anymore. Yeah. I
Yeah,
made this clip actually.
I was looking at that. I was wondering if you made it. It's so cute.
Thank you.
I love
Yeah.
the way that you did your hair.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it was just messy when I woke up, and I was like, a clip will distract them.
I was distracted
Good,
successfully.
good.
I'm
It
like, this is
worked.
my bed head. Hello. I'm like,
Cute.
maybe she'll think I look chic in like 60s
Yes, totally.
or
With
70s.
the sexy phone voice with the messy hair was like, ooh.
I'm like, I have zero sex appeal. Let's just
I think you're
escort that
wrong.
elephant out of the room. I think I've always been described as like cute.
Me too.
I've never been like sexy, and I don't think that I embody that anyway. People will be like sexy, and I'd be like, thank you.
You're like,
Like that's my reaction. Like that
yeah.
just goes to show I'm not sexy at all.
No,
Anyway,
same. Cute and goofy, I feel like is more fun anyway. That's like at least that's what I try to tell myself.
I think that's why you and I get along. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, since you're not doing like Made with Love, I feel like I'm seeing on your Instagram all the time like you're doing like little paintings and stuff and like little other crafts and things. And I'm like, what are you up to?
I like to paint. At my current apartment, we have this like rooftop patio. So like
Ooh.
I like to sit out there and paint. The worst is though because it's public, like people will come out and they'll be like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Ugh,"
They're like, what are you working on?
headphones
And you're
in.
like, I'm just trying to.
I've been doing a little bit of painting, not so much. Like I bought a set of acrylic paints and then I've just been too intimidated to touch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I did
you're like,
one painting and I'm like, I don't even know if I love this right now. I think I
well,
kind of hate it, but I'm gonna finish it type of thing.
yeah.
I did this. I
I
painted
know that's. I
that.
was gonna say, did you do that? Because it looks really pretty. I think I remember when you posted that you did it. Like the thing
I
with it's like
painted the
peaches, peaches.
it's it's an orange, a lemon, and then like some flowers. It was
It's
based
really
off of this
pretty.
like thanks. It was based off of this vintage poster that I didn't want to buy. So I kind of just copied elements from it
Based on a
and then I
poster
painted
you
it.
want to buy. Yeah,
If you don't want to buy it, you make it, baby.
yeah.
That's how I feel about most things. That's why I have so many crafts because I'm so fucking cheap.
Well, yeah. Well, and if you're at all creative, which obviously you are, then like you're kind of like, well, I could make this for like $10, and this thing is sold for like 100. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
I
it.
wanted to make did you see the Bernie's you know the Bernie meme when he's
Yeah,
sitting on the chair?
yeah.
Um his political party released or like I don't even know what it's considered. I don't know, politics? Sorry. Um they have like a sweater and then it's just of him like sitting on the chair and then it has
Yeah.
like Bernie. And I'm like, I want that, but I don't want to spend like $60 because it was 45 USD. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to spend $60 on it. So I was like, maybe I'll just make my own. And I like
Yeah.
did my own Bernie edit, and I was gonna put it on a t-shirt, on a sweater, and it came out to like $40, but I was like, I can't afford it right now. I'm like, it was just a
Yeah.
fun thing for me to do. Haha.
Well, it's funny because I always convince myself that making it myself will be cheaper, but actually sometimes it's more expensive. You're
Me
like,
too.
you have to buy, you're like, it's cheaper, but you're like, but to make this, I have to buy a whole new machine. I have to buy like all this, like all these tools. And you're like, but it's cheaper like per piece, but like you invested like $300 to buy the like tools for it.
You have
Like,
to make like 40 pieces for it to be worth the
to be worth
money.
it at all, right? But like, you're not going to sell Bernie sweaters. So then you're like, well, but is it, but it's worth it.
I was like, they're like, oh, we're donating to Meals on Wheels in Vermont with every purchase for all proceeds. I was like, well, maybe I'll just donate to like a local cause here because then I'm like taking away from Meals on Wheels Vermont. And then I'm like, then I'm basically spending the same amount of fucking money. I'm like, stupid. Might as well just buy the thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But you're like, but you're like, sorry, this is terrible. It's gonna be like, but you don't want to feed people in Vermont. You want to feed people here. So you're like, fuck
Like there are
those
people
people.
right
Yeah,
here.
you're like, I don't know anyone in Vermont.
I really don't. I don't. That's so funny. That's so true. Like I'm like walking by people downtown Toronto and like they're hungry on the street. I'm like, sorry, I already donated to Meals on Wheels in
In
Vermont. Like
Vermont.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my God, that's so
It is terrible.
terrible.
It was awful.
Oh.
But yeah, back to my craft. I've actually been crocheting. I've been crocheting a
Ooh,
lot. I've been knitting. I have two scarves in the process. I've been making a butt ton of hats.
nice.
Like I'm basically an old lady in a 23-year-old's body. Like, you
Well,
know
I
how it
relate.
goes.
I made
Yeah,
like literally like 9 hats for Christmas because I made one for everyone that was on my list. So I was just like knitting up a storm for literally like a month.
I love that. I wish I figured out how to make hats to be. I made my niece's bucket hats. I crocheted them bucket hats.
Cute.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, maybe I'll make socks for people, but I can't figure out socks. I
Socks
don't
are
know
kind
the
of
pattern.
complicated because you got to have the 4 needles and then the heel and the toe are weird. I don't know. I'm a little
Yeah,
intimidated by the socks.
I'm like not interested in that yet. I'll show you my hat. You
Yeah, I
didn't
want to
ask, but
see.
I'm gonna show you my
No, I
hat.
want to see. That's really cute. I love the color. Ooh, cute.
It's like they don't look good with my bangs right now, but
Wow, they're like
and then
really
I'm
like professionally made. They're really nice.
thank you. And then I'm in the process of making a scarf.
Cute. And that's crocheted, not knit, right? Yeah, that's crocheted.
Yeah, they're all crochet. This one I'm knitting right now. I don't know. Do you know how to make
Ooh.
it not curl? Because it's like really curly like
Yeah,
that.
you have to so if you want, you can usually people will do like a stitch like if you're like knitting, then you would purl like 2 stitches on the side. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
or
Oh,
you
that
can
makes
also,
sense.
yeah, so that it like kind of counteracts the curl. So you do like
Mm.
2 different stitches on the side, or you could, or not two necessarily, but whatever, however many you want to do. Or I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think you could like crochet along the edge to make it have like a little, to make it like
Oh,
straighten, but I don't know exactly.
I did I did another scarf. I can show you that if you want, but
Yeah,
that's
I
in like
want to
another
see.
room. Okay,
Oh,
wait, I'll be
okay,
right
yeah.
back.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm like so proud of the scarf. I worked on it for so long. I started it at the beginning of first lockdown. This is the one I started it in the beginning of first lockdown.
I love it. Oh my God. Wait, that's really cool. Did you like design it yourself or was it a pattern? That's really cool.
No, I just made it up.
It's really
I was like,
cool.
I started with green and then I kind of got sick of looking at greens and then I like added other colors.
I love the colors you chose. I wouldn't have like thought of those colors together, but it looks really cool. It's like
Thanks.
that's like very fashionable. Like the color block is in right now, I feel like. So we're gonna be cute old ladies. Oh my God, we're gonna
I
be
think
really cute
so.
old ladies.
I think my hair will be like really gray and then I'll just get smaller and I'll just be like sitting in a chair knitting and like
Yeah.
making bagels,
Yeah.
like that's the like I'm living my retired life now. I'm
Right?
practicing.
I know. I don't see why we have to wait to be retired to have all the fun. I read this. I don't know if you saw this on my Instagram story yesterday, but this was like, I felt this like in my soul. It says,
Okay. Oh,
imagine
sorry,
you are
sorry.
living inside a tiny mushroom house with a tiny chimney deep in the woods. No one knows you exist. You make soup in a tiny pot. You are free.
I can see you living in a really small mushroom house. Like
I
you're
was like,
saying it, and then like you belong
in that hut
in
of
that little
mushroom making
blurb.
soup.
Yeah,
That's so
I
cute.
see it.
I was like, that is the dream, if that's possible, which it isn't, but mm, mm.
Have you done? Do you know what felting is?
Mhm. Like needle
Yeah, I
felting,
feel like
like
you
with
should
like,
do. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
feel like you should do it if you haven't started it already. I feel like that'd be such a good project for you. And you can make
Mhm.
little mushrooms,
So cute. The
little
only
mushroom
the
garland.
only felted thing I've made is a hippo. It was really cute though. I gave it to my niece. It was like a purple hippo with like big eyeballs and like a little bum. It was really
Aw.
cute. Um, yeah, I gave it to my niece as a present, so I hope she still likes it. I don't know.
She doesn't tell her to give it back.
Yeah, right? Yeah, if she doesn't like it, I want it back because I spent a lot of time on it. But yeah, needle felting's really fun, except you stab yourself like 800 times while you're doing it.
Oh, seriously?
Or at least I
I'm
did.
like, I feel like I wouldn't have the patience to do it, but I also kind of want to. I just want like I don't like mushrooms. I don't like eating them, but I love the ones that are red and have the white polka dots.
Yeah, like a toadstool or whatever you call them. So
Yeah,
cute.
luckily.
What is your favorite snack, actually?
First thing that came to mind was Cheez-Its.
Ooh, like those are
Love Cheez-Its.
like the square things with the hole in the middle, right?
Yeah. Ooh, those are so good. I can eat 3 boxes of those probably
Oh,
in a
you
day.
should make like imitation Cheez-Its, like bake them and make your own.
Oh my God, what is this? Bon appetit?
Yeah, yeah. That whole YouTube channel that does exactly that. Yeah, exactly. True. Not everything has to become. You don't have to hand make everything.
But you can.
You can, yeah. Oh my God. Sometimes I literally feel guilty buying something I know I can make though. Like I'm like, I could make this. Why am I buying it? Like I feel like I'm like being a gross consumer or something because I'm not making it myself. But then I'm like, wait, that's so dumb. Like I can't possibly make everything myself.
I'm like such a hoe for Pinterest right now. Like that's what makes me want to crochet. Um, like I I made my scarf because I saw somebody wearing it and they just look so comfy. I'm like, let me make that.
Yeah, and you kind of
Um,
said if you don't want to buy it, then you just make it, which is
yeah,
awesome.
people sell stuff for like $90. And I'm like, I made this scarf for $10 and 12 months. But
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's the time, not the money most of the time. Yeah.
yeah. But I like doing it.
I
But yeah,
made for
I
$10
think
and
like
12.
most of the things that's gonna be my shop. People are like, you just start a shop and like sell things that you crochet, and I'm like, but then it won't be fun anymore. So
No, it's not.
nah.
It's not.
I'm like, I can't put in all that time and then not keep the thing.
Well, and like you're never going to be able to sell it for enough money. Like like literally the amount of money that I would have to sell this sweater for to make it at all worth it. Like I think I did like 20 hours of work probably and like well maybe
Mhm.
more than that. I don't know. I was watching a show, so I really don't know. But like to make that worth it plus materials would have to be like it'd have to be over $200. Like, it'd have to be like
Totally.
it'd be like $300. Like, no one's gonna buy that.
I no, I totally get that. And I'm like, yeah. It's like and also just like because you put in so much time,
It's your
like you spent
baby.
all that time, then you can't keep it. Like, why
Yeah,
did I even freaking do it?
it's kind of like when surrogate moms decide that they
Oh my God, I think about that often.
don't want to
Like
give
you
it
had
up.
a
I
whole
would
bun in your oven.
literally for so long, and then you don't get any of the benefits. You just give it away.
You know, in Canada, surrogate moms can only be volunteer. Like you can't pay surrogates in Canada. That's
But
what
then
my
why
sister
would you
told
do
me.
it?
That's what I said. I'm like, they're gonna do it as a volunteer. They're gonna get community service hours for this.
I
I'm
don't.
like, it would have to be like a really good friend or like a family member that would do it. Like, I don't think a stranger would ever do that.
Yeah. Honestly, like me and my sisters were talking about this because we were all kind of talking about like we all think that we might have some sort of like like we wouldn't be surprised if we had like infertility issues and whatever, just because like I don't know, you never, like I feel like a lot of people assume they're just gonna have a kid, but we were all kind of anxious people, so we were all like, oh, we probably won't be able to. So then we were like, if I couldn't have a kid, would you have my kid for me? And we were like all asking each other that question. Honestly, I was like, I'm sorry, but I don't think I would. I don't think I would do that for my sister. I
Was your other sisters? Did your other
My
sisters
one
say
sister
yeah?
said she would, and then I think the other one said no. I
I
think
feel like, do you think birth order has something to do with that? Because I do. I think like
maybe.
me being the baby of my family, I'm like the most selfish.
Me too.
I'm
Me
not
too.
like not like I don't think I'm selfish in a bad way where I'm like, sorry, I won't do it unless it benefits me, but I'm like
No, yeah.
I think about myself. I'm like,
Yeah,
nah, I don't think I would want to do that.
but I think part of that comes with like maybe you won't agree, but at least for me, like I think why I am a little bit selfish, not in again, not in a bad way, but like like I think about myself first now is because as a kid, I would get forced to do all the stupid shit because my sisters would boss me around. So like I never said no. So now every chance
Mm.
I get, I'm like no because like I said yes for literally like 15 years of my life. And now it's no. If you ask me for something that I don't want to do, I'm not going to pretend I want to do it. It's a no.
I don't know why. I say no a lot too, but I don't know if that's why. I think
Mhm.
just because like I don't know. Let's not get into my trauma today, you know?
Okay. Okay. That'll be the next
My
episode.
childhood trauma. On my return. In the next episode, we'll talk about my childhood trauma and how it affected me as an adult.
Oh my God.
Hmm. I just have you do you listen to Armchair Expert? It's another
Oh,
podcast.
like
It's on
by,
Spotify.
wait, I was going to say, is it by Dax Shepard or is it not? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
listen to it?
I've listened to
Yeah.
a couple episodes. My cousin is like a huge fan. Like she exclusively listens to his podcast. So I've probably heard like an episode or two, but yeah.
It's really, really good. I think I maybe exclusively. I don't know, exclusive. I don't listen to very many podcasts, but I really, really like his. Like I listen to it often.
Yeah.
Like it's my first choice podcast.
Hmm.
Um, but it's like he basically just talks to famous people because he's famous. But he
Yeah.
talks to famous people about like their lives and like what they're experts on. And I feel like that's kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if that's like kind of the direction that you want to head into,
Maybe
maybe you
I'll
should
listen
listen
to
to
the
this
show.
podcast more because it's like I
Hmm.
think it's kind of in the same realm of what you're doing.
Yeah, like kind of just
I think it's
whatever,
really
like it
cool.
doesn't matter what you are an expert in, but like kind of just what you, yeah, like well, his is expert, but like for me, it's something like, yeah, like what a random experience do you have that other people don't? Or like what random
Mhm.
creative hobby do you have that other people don't? And like people might want to hear about and get
Just like
inspired
him
by kind of
talking to
thing.
people and like
And he's so
just seeing
funny.
like what kind of conversations unfold. I totally agree. And like he's hot in like a dad way.
He's so hot in a weird dad way, but like I know.
But it's like, is it because he's famous? Is it because he's married to Kristen
No, because
Bell?
he's
Like,
so
what
like I
about
think
him
it's
is
his
making him
like
so hot?
confidence and like his funniness and just like his like he seems like really sweet too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm attracted to men with trauma.
Well, because no, because I understand that though, because it actually like especially ones that deal with it well, like the
Mhm.
people who are working on themselves from trauma, I think that is like
Oh,
very yeah, right? That's sexy.
you go to therapy? Ooh,
Ooh,
Patty.
ooh.
Ooh, it's hot in you.
You're like take me
Wait,
with you.
you're working on your parental drama? Trauma? Whew, caliente.
Literally, no, it's true. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree so much. Most guys, let alone young guys, are not going to therapy one or talking about it on a date. Like, that's really
Mm.
impressive to me. Like,
The bare minimum, baby. Ooh, we love to see it. The bare minimum is not very common, which is kind of surprising, you know?
well,
You know?
yeah, like people to work on like want the best for themselves is very attractive. Like, does that make any sense?
Hmm. I'm not the one that has to unpack your trauma. You care about you? Wait a second. You care about you and I have time to care about me?
Yes. Right? Exactly. No, totally. Oh my God. And like you want to work on communicating with yourself and with others?
Our standards are fucked.
I know, but that's what the world is offering us.
Yeah. You make
That's
do. You make do with what you're given.
Yeah.
Like I think that's
Yeah.
a silver lining that I got from COVID personally, which was
Yeah.
like because I only have so much social battery to give, like
Yeah.
I have to pick and choose who I give it to.
Yeah.
And like it just turns out like that those people are the ones that mean the most to me, you know?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm honored. Yeah. Actually, wait, yeah, plug yourself. Where can people find you if they want to?
Okay, if you want to follow me, my handle is NVLLMR. It's my first initial last name without any of the vowels. Um, I don't post anything interesting. I think if anything, I'm like most interesting in my stories,
Yeah.
but like most of the time I talk about bread and menstrual cups.
But
So
I
if you
think
want to
that
talk
that's
about that.
content people need.
I target I cater to a very niche audience. It's bread lovers with vaginas. That's my audience.
I love that so much. Oh my God.
But that's
Well, I
fine.
think it would be fun eventually if anyone's intrigued of like your bakery adventures, because eventually you're gonna want as many fans of your bakery as possible to come and eat your bread.
My bread. Someone
So
eat my
I'm
bread.
so I'm excited to see updates on that, even if it is in a couple years from now. But I think that's really exciting that you're even like half planning it. That's so fun.
Thanks for having me on the podcast. It was fun. It was nice to even just chat. I haven't talked
Yeah.
to you in so long.
So nice to get caught up with you. And I guess, yeah, thank you for being on here. Okay.
Enjoy the rest of COVID.
I feel like what I want to say to people, even though it sounds super cringy to say, but like I haven't actually said this to anyone, but I would like to, would be like, peace be with you, you know? Like I want to be like, just like be
And
okay.
also with
Just like,
you.
yeah, like just like be okay and have some peace.
Wait,
Like, you know? Yeah.
are you Catholic
No.
or no?
No.
Okay, you say that in church.
Do you?
Catholics
It's
say
so
that in
nice
church.
though. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that sort of thing I totally like my grandma isn't religious, but she always says like God hold you safe in Estonian. I can't translate it properly. But like yeah, even though I'm not religious, I like that sentiment though. Like I feel like it's just
Yeah.
nice. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so
I
peace
hope you
be with
find
you.
peace. Thanks. And also with you. That's in the spirit of church. My grandma will be proud that I remembered that after not
Aw.
going to church for a while.
Well, I hope she
Sorry,
listens to
grandma.
this then.
Goodbye.
Make sure to follow on Instagram and TikTok at heyhiwhoareyou.pod to stay up to date on new guests and new episodes.